Western New York once again under an air quality alert with smoke impacting millions of people from the plains to the Midwest and here into the Northeast. This is, of course, the third round of this following 2 episodes in June at the beginning and then at the end of last month. Well, now here we go again, though it seems this time a lot of the smoke is higher in the atmosphere. That's good. Still, it is recommended that people limit their time outdoors, especially those most at risk. This half hour, we want to try to get some answers to some of the questions that we've gotten from viewers dealing mostly with the cause of these concerns. That's, of course, those wildfires burning in Canada, which is in the middle of its most destructive wildfire season ever. Half of the 900 or so fires in that country are burning out of control. Some crews from New York State who were helping out are just now returning home.
The terrain was quite difficult to get to any of the fires. We were flown in every time because there weren't many roads, and just the expanse of it, seeing it from the air, the fire is pretty big. Again, there's not much stopping it out there.
There are worries these wildfires could become the new normal. Cornell University professor Max Zhang recently said, quote, "There is a worst case scenario in the future that the air quality in New York State would be affected by Canadian wildfires throughout the summer season." And joining us live now is that professor. Dr. Zhang is a professor of engineering at Cornell University and faculty director at the Atkinson Center for Sustainability. Sir, we appreciate you taking some time for us. And I want to start with the quote that we just shared there. You're not the only expert out there who believes this could become a new normal. Explain to us what's going on in Canada that makes you and others worry that this could be something we see summer after summer.
First I want to point out it's not the first time that air quality in New York has been affected by Canadian wildfire. In fact, almost every year, we experience some conditions where we see the air quality impact. Also, historically, we've seen the impact from Quebec, from west part of the Canada, also from British Columbia. What happened this year is, the unprecedented wildfire activities in Canada. So now we are seeing much bigger impact. But it's not a new phenomenon, but at a larger magnitude, also affecting way more people.
Yeah, that's great perspective. I keep getting asked by viewers why the fires are so bad this year in Canada, and I want to share some video here and sound. A wildfire officer in British Columbia describing the weather this past spring and now into the summer. Listen to this.
Extremely or above average warm temperatures here. This spring we saw temperatures well in and above 30 degrees for early parts of May. It's fairly unusual.
Those temperatures he mentioned, of course, in Celsius. He said in some cases 10, even 15 degrees above normal. And then you add to that drought conditions. So is that the worry that we're going to see this more regularly, that the weather conditions will become more regular and thus we'll have these bad wildfire seasons more regularly?
Right. So I think, like I mentioned in my quote here, is like we see the long-term trend, right? It's hard to pinpoint whether this particular year is because the climate change, but we definitely see the long-term trend, right? But also, I want to point out, right now we are also experiencing, I would call it a double whammy, right? So we have air pollution problem, but also we have heat, right? So I think, typically you have one of these, it's going to be bad for human health. And if you have two of them, definitely very concerning.
Finally, sir, the other question that we keep getting from viewers is why aren't the fires out yet? I imagine part of that is just they're so massive and there are so many of them. But it's my understanding that these are in areas that are really hard to get to. I mean, this is tough on the firefighters, right?
Yep, right.
And expand on that just a little bit on why it's been so difficult to get them under control.
So I think in general here is I think this year, right, we have, I would say some unique weather conditions, right? Once again, we don't know whether this can be attributed to climate change for sure, but, we, even though we are being affected by Canadian wildfire, but, this year we have almost like a perfect storm of multiple conditions contributing to it.
Yeah, Dr. Mac Zhang is an engineering professor at Cornell University, faculty director at the school's Atkinson Center for Sustainability. Thanks for helping us better understand this, sir. We appreciate it.
Great, thank you.